People can hear you breathing because you're right in your mic. Here we go. It's the Mason and Remy Show podcast. It's the Mason and Remy Show podcast. Both of the dudes, none of the songs. It's just two guys talking way too long. It's a podcast. Congested podcast. Welcome to the podcast. I'll stop it now. How are you, Remy?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Good.
Did this congestion just come on?
No, you were right next to the microphone when you do this often. You know it. You go, just as I start to hit record. You know what I'm saying?
Did that happen today?
Yeah, just now.
Dang it.
When
Sorry.
I said you were breathing in them. Yeah. What's happening, man? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. It's been a couple weeks. We haven't had the chance to do this lately.
Yeah, they moved opening day on us last week. So
2 weeks ago, that was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And last week,
Feels like last week.
You were out riding John Deere around on Friday.
Oh yeah, I was a side instructor.
And I went out on Sunday. Hi, Katie.
We rode around on gators.
We did. It was a lot of fun. It was work. We were out at some place called Side and Stricker, and I came up with a tagline for them. Whether you need a John Deere for fun or you need a John Deere to get it done. Thank you.
That is really good.
They've got the John Deere you need to have fun or the John Deere you need to get it done.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Did they have an old one at the? Did they have like an old vintage John Deere tractor at the location you were at?
I mean, out back.
Out back they had some?
I think so.
They had one in the showroom that
Say-
was, I think, 1942
yeah,
or something like that.
kind of thing. Yeah, because like people were coming in and going, "Hey, this is the second time I've had to come in for a part in 35 years." So people don't bring them in very often.
Yeah.
Is what I'm to understand. But it was fun. The lady was like, "You want to take it on the road?" Absolutely, I do.
Yeah.
And she let us go 40 miles an hour on the road. Probably not legal.
Those gators are crazy now. Like
Mine was smoking when it was over, and she was like, "Don't worry about it." So
I think I've driven maybe a couple here to there float trips, whatever.
sure, yeah.
But like these are some of them. You can get them totally enclosed. They have heat and air and windshield wipers. Like
Yeah.
it's like living in the lap of luxury. And a four-wheeler, essentially, is what they are.
It had
It's
AC.
a four-wheeler with a truck bed.
It had AC, and when a car came up behind me, I said, "Where's the turn signal?" It felt like a car.
Yeah, it did, and there wasn't one.
Nope, no
And
turn
so you gotta
signal.
like
so it's not a car.
hand out the window. Hey,
Yeah, I did that. I did that thing. I
going this way.
I did this out of the window. Thanks for being here on the Facebook Live podcast. We appreciate you coming by. We'll get the Friday Party Jam by the end of this thing. A big shout out to Remy's family, who is all watching right now.
Hey, family.
Maybe at two different ends of the house, but that's funny.
See you.
Yeah,
this
Easter
weekend.
is on the way. So this is the recording before Easter weekend. You've got brunch plans. I've got brunch plans. It is the official holiday of brunch.
That's very true. As long as there's like an omelet chef, that's what I'm about.
Is that what's happening?
Yeah, you know,
Our brunch reservation is at noon, and I'm feeling like it's lunch.
That's
I'm
kind
gonna
of
feel
lunch
weird
at that
getting
point.
eggs.
But do you like? Are you a breakfast for afternoon kind of person?
Yeah.
Or-
Oh, yeah. Give me. You could give me the sausage any time of the day.
You'll eat that.
Right in my mouth. Absolutely. No, I am a breakfast for dinner person. Dinkfest. Dinner breakfast.
That's different.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, sometimes we do that.
Thank you.
And then the house smells like bacon. Like you're
or
sleeping
like
and the
syrup.
house smells like bacon.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
They should make that into those Airwick things that you put in the wall.
Bacon.
Just a little piece
there
of
definitely is.
just a little piece of bacon that sizzles
Yeah.
all night.
It's just cooking. Like it's legit
Right.
bacon that's cooking.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Not just the scent of
Authentic.
bacon.
Organic.
Yes. When I was doing the keto diet for a little bit, there was a recipe that called for bacon, and it was making eggs in bacon fat.
Oh yeah.
And also eating the bacon as well. But I had that for dinner one night. I think it was broccoli, eggs, and bacon. And I had that, and the house just reeked of bacon for 24 hours. It was so weird.
And your backside, broccoli, eggs, and bacon.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
You
yeah.
sure it was the cooking? I think it was whatever your body was doing. But no, I get it.
But I don't know, and I don't know why. Like as a kid, there's always those weird things that like impact you in different ways, and the omelet chef was always that. My grandparents, who my mom grew up in Ottawa, Illinois, and my grandfather owned a Buick dealership, and so they were pretty well off. We would always go to brunch at Starved Rock Lodge every Easter and for whatever else, but they always had an omelet chef, and I was like, this is awesome. I can customize my own omelet. They flip it up in the air. You know, they never miss.
That's what it was real about.
It was just the flipping of the egg in the air.
Sure, I get it.
The customization of it. But and then it was all shattered for me when I found out, or when I saw the bag of egg mixture.
Oh yeah,
ran out of eggs, and then he just like slit the corner off of this giant Glad, like this plastic bag, and just squirted it into his pitcher. And
So-
I was like, oh, it's all pre-made.
that was ruined.
Egg product.
That was ruined for me in the similar situation, because I remember the same kind of deal. It was a brunch, and they had an omelet chef. I'm not even an omelet guy. I'm not even like a give me some scrambled eggs guy.
But you got to get it because it's
Keaton is.
experience.
So I'm with Keaton. He's a little kid. And it might have been over at Cardinal Nation, now that I think about it. They do this really expensive brunch on Sundays. I've told you everything you need to know about it. But we went to it, and Keaton's like a little kid, and he's like, can I get that whatever omelet with cheese, you know? And they're like, yeah. And the guy grabs the mustard squirt, like a ketchup. Like you would take the ketchup out and put it into this refillable plastic, right?
Red and yellow.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a yellow one because it was eggs. And he went, and I went, what? That can't be right. You can't just in the morning go crack eggs, crack eggs, crack eggs, crack eggs, crack eggs, whisk, 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 put it in there for later. That doesn't work, right? No, it's eggs. You got to do it now. So what is that?
It's like egg beaters or something.
It's something that's not eggs. And that was why I've never had that.
Oh man, yeah. The squirting of the eggs, the eggs out of the bag,
whatever. Yeah,
I still eat it though. I'm not gonna lie.
No.
I'll still eat it.
I'm so pancakes have been ruined because my wife makes amazing Greek yogurt pancakes. With the vanilla Greek yogurt pancakes are amazing. So I can't do pancakes at, like anywhere else but home. So usually it's just a meat buffet for me. When I go to the brunch buffet or whatever, I'll get all the sausage
prime rib.
and get like bacon, sausage.
Oh.
And then second round bacon sausage. Or like sometimes there's a cheesy tots. Sometimes depends on you got to find the right buffet.
Yeah.
But I'm going to a fancy place. I will assume there are no cheesy tots this one.
You probably don't have cheesy. I might have cheesy tots. We're going to a hotel. Those hotel brunches are interesting. It's like as many families as they can fit into one conference center.
Yeah.
Like think of a wedding, but think of the conference center being absolutely packed with people, all just feeding off of
Who are hungry, right?
these like the catering trays with the little sternos in them, and
nobody wants to make room for anybody else. It's like it would be normal family dinner, but just if your family was everyone in the city you lived in, came to one place.
and they were like, let's charge $30 a person.
And every employee hates their life because it's Easter Sunday. And they're like, why am I here?
Yep. And you're like, I just need a refill on this
Just
orange
water.
juice.
It's all it is. It's a refill.
Or water.
You want
half an hour later.
It's $50 to walk up there and get my own food, and you want a tip? Sorry. To all my friends.
Yeah, we usually come probably 20 deep with people.
You guys will?
Oh yeah.
It's just the three of us, me, Alicia, and Keaton.
I envy you because I'm probably going to be just chasing Leo around the conference center floor for the entire time.
You said it's going to be hard to get him to sit down, and
He
then
just doesn't.
My initial thought was, well, let him run.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And let him nap.
Then there you see, that works out. It's all
Let him run. Let him nap.
It works out,
And if my wife could just bring me the food out to wherever he's running,
right?
I'll just
It sounds like you've got to figure it out.
bacon to go. Yes, I've been thinking about. I've been pre-paving our Easter Sunday because it's probably going to be him running. He's just at the age where he just doesn't want to.
He's got energy.
Sit still.
He can expend it.
Yeah.
Now that he's figured out how to use his legs.
Yeah. Runs everywhere. Doesn't care.
Yeah. No.
Ran into the parking lot of Outback Steakhouse the other night.
Hell yeah.
It's hard. Even with iPad. Even when you're like out in public, like don't want to bring out the iPad because all parents judge you for having an iPad and your kids and whatever.
Everyone judges a parent before they have a kid.
Yeah.
Everyone is ready. Yeah,
I did.
Everyone
We've had
does.
those conversations.
Everyone is. I'm not going to do that. Not my kid. And then when your kid will not stop.
Yeah. Here's the iPad. Please let me eat my food.
And it gets quiet. It gets quiet. You will do that.
Yep. And the sounds of Ryan's toy review will haunt you, but they will be
You had to choose that for him.
in the night. No.
Someone had to.
YouTube chooses that for
your kid
him.
had to start somewhere. Your kid just doesn't open YouTube and go, I'd like Ryan's toy review. He's 2. He can't say, doesn't know, just goes,
You're right.
Yankee.
You're right.
So-
It starts with, so on YouTube Kids, you'll start them with like wheels on the bus. Like you'll type in wheels on the bus.
Okay.
And then just like our YouTube,
Sure, it'll
like
go to the
adult
next
YouTube,
thing.
no, it has a selection of thumbnails underneath. So they can swipe through and just choose a thumbnail. So eventually they get to like real people and not just cartoons.
Okay.
And there's a lot of like father-son videos. There's Ryan's toy review. There's Blippi.
I love you. I gotta believe you're touching some of those for him.
No.
Not that your son is like, I would like to watch this father and son review.
There's no
Do you
searching.
understand what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Why is it hard to admit that?
The start of it, I mean, honestly, he can just pick it up, hit YouTube Kids, and then just go on an adventure.
That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's pretty crazy how
I'll still stick to. I don't think your son has any idea what he's watching.
Oh no, he watches Spanish videos about the colors of cows.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
I'm really surprised my kids aren't bilingual at this point with how much like Japanese
By the time they get
and
done,
Spanish videos they watch.
by the time they get done with 2nd grade, they'll be really disappointed you're not bilingual.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
"Dad,
Yeah. ¿Cómo es? Come on, watch YouTube. What are you doing? That's how the kids learn.
Me llamo
these
es
days.
Leo. Papa."
Me llamo es Leo, Papa.
Anyway, yeah. Let's see. Hey, Eric said, miss you guys in Chicago. Happy Easter. Happy Easter to you and your family as well, my man. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Big happy birthday to Justina today, our former producer.
Oh, is it her
It
birthday?
is her birthday. She's doing a lot of stuff.
She got a full-time gig now.
Yep, working at
she's
the
producing
ABC TV
TVs.
station. She's trying out her comedy legs. That's great.
Yeah.
She's been doing some good stuff. We're proud and happy for
Do your
her.
thing, girl.
good.
Okay.
It's good stuff. There's a lot of good stuff that's been happening, and we haven't talked since the release of the Cardinal Day video
Oh yeah.
here, or maybe we have. Yeah, no, it was that week.
we teased a lot about it.
Yeah.
You know.
For several weeks, we were trying to get approval for it, and we couldn't talk about it. We couldn't do it, but then it came out, and then opening day happened, and like a wave, it was washed away.
They played it on the Ballpark Village big screen, which was pretty cool.
We got to host a little bit in there because of the day. So a big shout out to that one guy who was apparently going to go take some time off and could not MC the stage at Ballpark Village. So they called us. This is funny because we had this awesome intro planned for Jingle Fest and it didn't play before we came out.
Yeah.
And this was this awesome intro that one guy had, and we got to come out to it. So it felt vindicated. I'm being sarcastic, but it's like a world of intros have never been awesome for me. Not just in our experience.
Yeah, I've learned that. So a lot of times, what I'll do in like at a concert, say we're at like I don't know, Jason Aldean show or Florida Georgia Line or whatever, we're working the show. A lot of times, if I'm there a little bit later, I'll stay to watch just the first song just to see how they intro, and I've noticed that almost 100% of the time they start with like a drone. There's like a low drone that happens.
You mean the band?
But it's probably not the band. It's probably like already mixed into the track, and the lights will get low, and you'll just hear like a and like that's like cue for everybody in the intro to like we're doing this, we're
Get to your
ready,
place, get to your place.
so we can hit the video, so that the video works on time, so that when the person comes out, it all times out well.
Yeah.
So I think that's what we need. We just need any intro video we do from now on just needs like a 30-second drone on the front of it.
Okay.
And smoke machines and confetti cannons.
No, it'll be good. It'll be fun. Whatever it is. But it was very cool to be able to co-host with you at Fox Sports Midwest Live.
We got to open the roof.
We did. That was cool.
That was really
That
cool.
was the first time I've ever seen
They're
the
like,
roof
it's getting
open.
kind of hot in here. We're going to open the roof. You want to have a kid do it?
It's a very so they counted the kid down and that was great. They don't open it that often because here it's either 100 degrees or 50 degrees.
Yeah. Today is 50 degrees.
Yeah, it is.
If you're wondering.
Sunday 80. That's real. That's real.
At least it wasn't Chicago where they got what they.
I could say that
They
about
got
90% of things
They got
in my
snow,
life.
and then 24 hours later, it was 75 or something like that. I saw a meme. Oh, there's a bunch of those going around.
I saw a
Only
meme.
in Illinois.
I saw a meme.
That's how I get my news now.
I saw a meme.
Yeah, or Passover. Art. I just want to throw that out there. I am happy that I can eat meats again as of today.
You did not take a break from meat.
I didn't. No, I did not take a break from meat.
Confess your sins.
I will. Do you have any plans this weekend other than brunch?
Me?
Yeah.
The kiddo and I will...
You guys are doing a podcast, right?
We'll record a podcast, yeah, I'm sure. I haven't seen him for several weeks. He was sick last time I was supposed to see him was Comic-Con, and he and the wife were both not feeling well, so they didn't come down, but I haven't seen him in what feels like a month. So, yeah, he's actually got plans with a friend on Saturday night. I guess he's going to go hang out with some friends on Saturday night till like 10 o'clock or something, I guess.
They doing a Easter egg hunt?
Yeah, that's what they're doing. 14-year-olds are all like, you guys want to come over to my house? I'm having an Easter egg hunt. And they're like, let's go.
You should do that.
Come over and catch these hands, bro.
Like, I just feel like when my kids are 14, I will do everything in my power to try and embarrass them.
You're doing that now. You do that with me every day. I'm almost 40. Stop it. No.
Do you get the urge to do that ever?
I mean, not really. Like, because we don't. Keaton hasn't ventured out a lot. Like, he doesn't have a ton of friends that he does a ton of stuff with. So, this is one of the first times that he'll be going out and going over to a friend's house for a while. At least for, like, you know what I mean? Like, for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
5-6 hours or whatever it is, and then we'll come and pick him up a little bit later on in the night. So it hasn't happened a whole heck of a lot, but he's made a bunch of friends through gaming, and he takes his Nintendo Switch to school now, and they have Smash Bros. Game time. They play
let
at
that
lunch.
happen?
Yeah, man. I mean, if you don't, they'll just sneak it. Like,
Can they only bust it out like during
you can't,
lunchtime?
Yeah,
or
you
whatever?
can't just bring it into class and be like, "Hey, I know it's physics, but I got this melee brawl that's happening." No, so like when they have downtime, they'll get together and they'll play amongst each other. Like, in a little group, just like you would on your lunch hour or whatever. Yeah, like
we used to play hacky sack.
Or if it was movie time and you don't want to watch the movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that kind of thing. But yeah, he's able to take it to school and get together with his friends. So they're getting together, I think, Saturday night and doing something. I don't know. Could be anything.
That's crazy.
Hey, Tanya, thanks for coming by. Art, good to see you. Suzanne, thank you. David, hi, honey. My wife is here. Colleen, thanks for coming by. Steven. Jess, everybody's on the Facebook live feed right now. Appreciate you guys hanging out for the podcast. It's been a couple weeks since we got a chance to do this, and what's been going on since then? Remy's had some healthy stuff happen. I mean, you probably don't want to talk about it.
No, it's fine.
I mean, you were talking about it with Joey in the video room.
Yeah, no, I had some abdominal pressure.
Yeah.
And it was a little scary. It didn't hurt. It was just like pressure. Uncomfortableness. And of course, like everybody's mind, you go straight to like the ugly stuff, the scary stuff. Mm-hmm. And was talking with my therapist about why we do that as humans. And she said it's in your cerebellum. I could be wrong on that. But there's a primitive part of our brains that still goes back to survival mode. So whenever we are thinking that we're going to be diagnosed with something or whatever, it's like instantaneously your brain goes to the worst case scenario just in case something were to happen. You have mentally prepared for it. Yeah. However, in the front part of the frontal lobe, this part,
your cerebral cortex,
perhaps, I don't know, the front part of your brain is adapted now and evolved to recognize when that does happen, and you can turn that off if you want to, or at least recognize that it's happening and minimize the fact that you're going to I think I'm going to die. So for about a week I was freaking out, and doctor ordered a CT scan, and so I had to drink the nasty stuff, and just before this is like the first CT scan that I've had where I've needed contrast. I had a CT scan on my face in high school because I got busted in the face with a baseball and fractured part of my cheekbone.
They just poured it all over his head when that was
yeah. But they didn't need the contrast for that. But so I drank the stuff, which wasn't terrible. Everybody had prepped me like it was going to be bad, and it wasn't bad. I've had protein drinks that were worse than this. And then just before they put the contrast in your bloodstream, he's like, you may feel warmth in like a particular area. A lot of people say maybe in their throat, or a lot of people say it makes them want to urinate. Don't worry, you're not going to urinate. Some people say that it's a warm feeling all over. And I was like, okay, we'll see what happens. So he's like, I'm administering it. I'm putting it in right now. And I just felt like it was so weird. It was like kind of cold initially, and it was going up my arms and down in my chest area. And it was like this warm blanket just like shrouded my body for like a minute and a half. It was the weirdest feeling in the world. And then it was over. It was over after that. But I've never had a CT scan with contrast before. So this is all a very new experience for me. Of course, after that, they can't tell you anything because of, legal reasons and all that kind of stuff, because you just want to ask.
But I tried telling them they didn't take you immediately to the hospital. So
yeah, I was like, they let me go, so
sign.
that's good, right? And my doctor didn't call me the day after, and I was like, okay, well, this is kind of this feels a little bit better, and then I'm still nervous. Yeah. And then the next day I called, and I was like, hey, got a CT scan a couple days ago, just wondering what the results were. And then you were in the studio when this happened, because I always keep my phone on silent because I don't want it to go over the air. I freaking missed the call from him.
If your doctor was calling, would you turn your phone on? Turn your phone on. I'm sorry. That's all in your head. It's on your head. It's in your head. If I was waiting on that, my phone would go in the middle of a break, and I would turn the microphone off during whatever I was saying, because my health is more important.
Sure.
And so is yours.
Yeah.
Get that through your head.
Okay. Well, next time I have a medical emergency, it's going on.
Do it, man. I wish you would.
So I really wish that I could just play this, but my doctor was like, he called back, he left a voicemail. Thankfully, he said what it was in the voicemail, and he goes, so we got the CT scan results back, and it looks like they just made a note here that you are constipated. So it's like
you're foolish.
From like
it's a long way from poop jokes.
The worst thing in the world that your mind can fathom, like you're dying in 6 months, to you should eat more. Up, man. You should eat more fiber.
Some fiber in your life.
It was weird because I was having a regular bowel movement.
Okay, that's enough.
And so I was, it's something that I guess you can still be constipated even though you are having that. So you asked about this, so I
just
am
real quick, hoping that we wouldn't have to go down this path. But
filling you in. That yes, I am full.
I've been filled in like 5 times this week, guys. This is for you, not me.
But again, you asked.
No, it's for you, not me. So it's whatever you want to tell them.
So everything is okay.
I am constipated with Remy's poop.
I actually have to have another CT scan in about 30 days for something that they did see on my small intestine. However, they feel like it is benign lymph node. So just tossing that in there because, of course, I'm thinking about that too now.
Because how could you dare go on without letting everyone have some anxiety, right?
Yeah.
That's what everybody does. I get it. We all share what's going on in our brain. We want everyone to know what's happening. So,
Alicia, I know who Brene Brown is.
I think it's important.
But and I've heard a podcast she did with Tim Ferriss, who's
it's a Netflix special. She said you can watch it.
Good guys. Yeah, I like watching and not reading. That makes me happy. I know she's got some really good books too. But yeah, thank you for that. And Kavita. You know about Kavita.
I do. Who told you about Kavita?
Alicia just said
Kavita. Okay. I was going to say, did your doctor recommend that? I do.
Sharon said, yes, you are full of it, Remy. And Sharon knows me well.
Right.
But that's like the real.
I thought that we'd be able to make a quick "you're full of shit" joke and move on.
There's nothing more real than that. You know what I mean? Like
sure.
that's like that's just the stuff that people think about.
It's life. You know, it's funny. I've listened to people talk about how in your 20s you are one way, in your 30s you're another way, in your 40s, and no one listens to any of that.
And you won't
until you get there.
Yeah.
And I think you're in that spot right now in your life where you start seeing things and you're like, right? Like people have been saying this stuff forever.
Yeah.
And I don't want to acknowledge or listen to it, right? Or validate it, but it's real. Speaking from the people who have probably been through it more than anybody else, the rest of the population of the earth.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people go through this life with blinders on going, don't tell me what to do. And I was one of those people. You have to just, for a second, look out and see what's happening, not only to see the effect of what you have on people's lives, but the effect of what you're doing is affecting, how that affects you. How your anxiety shuts you down and gets you, so it's or anyone's anxiety, sorry, not to point you out.
No, that's fine.
But for, for anybody to let these things take you, and I've been through it, and we all have, and you're not alone in that. And I think it's important to talk about those things, though they are difficult to accept by people who have not been through it. People who have not been through certain things.
It's hard
like
unless
to remain what's the word? Blissfully ignorant on it until it hits them.
I mean, you're 100% right. A lot of times it's hard to feel it unless you've been through it. You know what I mean? So thinking about all the crazy things my head was coming up with as to what was happening in my body, you know what I mean? And thinking about my kids. And I think that's where it's at for me right now is how can I be healthy for my children and how can I maintain that?
That's the circle of life right there.
Get them up to 18 or whatever and get them out on their own.
Yeah.
And beyond that, hopefully.
It's super interesting to see when you pull back and see the first half of your life is so selfish and the second half of your life is so selfless. And then how we cast aside those people who gave everything for us to be here. When you were a kid, did you ever have that moment where you're like, I don't want to go to grandpa's or grandma's?
Oh, for sure.
I hate it. I hate that I had those moments. I hate that I had an aunt or something that like wanted to hug me and I was like, I hate that I did that. It's just it's natural stuff. It's so weird though.
Yeah. I think it's like you get through your teenage years and you get settled down, you get married, and now all of a sudden you've got somebody else in your life that's depending on you and vice versa. And then you get the kids and then it's even more depending on you. And it changes everything. That's you bring up a good point there. And it was weird being so anxious about these results and these kinds of things. It gave me a fresh perspective on, I remember just going outside and just breathing in like a huge deep breath of air and just actually smelling it. And I'm so in tune with my body and what I've been putting in my body for the past couple weeks, just because I'm like, is it digestive? Is it something I'm eating? Am I like lactose intolerant now? Am I celiac? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I've had those thoughts too.
So you start like paying attention to all those things that are happening in your body, and you become so aware to get out of your head for a second, to breathe in a huge breath of 75-degree St. Louis air. You know what I mean? It's calming. It's different.
Yeah.
So.
And then the pollen and the allergies come in,
and then
everything changes.
And then you have a
St. Louis
life-changing lung disorder.
Otherwise, like, everything has been like super awesome for us lately since Cardinal Day came out. Everything seems to have been, at least in my opinion, things are calm.
We're up for a Missouri Broadcasters Award.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Yeah,
I heard that.
I don't know if we'll win anything, but
surely someone representing the station or the company will go and have a quality dinner.
In Branson, Missouri.
Probably.
That's where it's at.
Probably. Because we have a show to do, and no disrespect to anybody, but I would rather do a show better on any day of the week than take a day off to go say, thank you, appreciate the accolades. Here's a meal. You know what? I'm not all.
No, I'm in the same boat. And plus, no offense to Branson, Missouri, but
dang. Shots fired.
I mean, if I'm looking for a heart-shaped hot tub.
No, it's St. Louis. It's St. Louis. I meant literal shots fired.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But everything seems good. Everybody here has been super happy with us. It sounds like everybody that, I mean, if you're a part of our lives and our story arc, then you know that everybody that was with us in Chicago seems to have landed at this point in a comfortable position and happily moved on from that. So I'm happy to say that and happy to hear that and happy to see that.
But if anybody, Alabama is now in Seattle. She's part of a morning show there. So if you've been following her story, she's in Seattle. She just started not too long ago.
Yeah, we talked about Justina, our old producer, who's got a full-time job now, is doing comedy and is doing great. Steve is in Florida.
He's in Orlando.
Our former boss is
doing big things down there.
Beautiful Orlando with his wonderful family, enjoying the summertime. Year-round in Orlando, and Emily's working for, I believe, Ed in Chicago still.
Working for Joe's, doing the event planning.
Yeah,
and all
Joe's
that
Live
kind of
or Joe's on Weed and Joe's Live.
If I had known Emily while we were getting married, I would have had her plan my wedding. Because she was amazing.
She runs a tight ship
on show days and concerts and anything. I've never seen somebody so on top of it. You know what I mean?
Hey, Nolan.
You need somebody like that.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
Sure. So
She was
she's kicking booty.
Yeah. Did you get a card from her? I got a nice card from her. Like I think the New Year. That's nice.
Gosh, I feel terrible now.
That's nice.
I'm sure I probably
she won't watch this. Don't worry. It's fine.
I got a card. Did it have her all over it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like, hey, new beginnings in the year of do some shit or something like that.
Yeah.
I swore again. Art was a little. He said it's the first time I think I've heard you cuss and had an emoji there. So what that means now is I have to click a tab when I upload the podcast this afternoon. It says explicit, not safe for work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Things get crazy here on Facebook Live.
Didn't get a chance to see, and I don't have this prepared, but the Remy's package of the week debuted yesterday, and you brought a pretty cool package that
I have it right here.
I've had like 4 or 5 comments from my friends that were like, that was the best one yet.
Hey.
So, it was different. It was a different take because Mason brought in a bunch of stuff from
Our
years past.
Yeah.
And
We celebrated our 9-year anniversary this
do you
week.
know the exact day that was? I want to say
April 15th, I want to
Was
say,
it
is
the
when we
15th?
started. Somewhere around there because we...
2010.
If you remember, they had a going away party for us around St. Patrick's Day, which was March 15th.
Yes.
And I think that was going to be our last week. And then we were coming down here before we went on the air to like listen. We told Danny that we work with here that we spent a day listening to this radio station because it was our direct competition at the time. But I'm pretty sure it was around April 15th, 14th, 13th, 15th, 18th. Those dates stick out to me.
So we should start planning
a 10-year event?
10-year
Had that thought, yeah.
all-inclusive
Whoa. Hey now.
trip to Mexico. I know how you love Mexican food so much in
now.
Mexico.
Hey now. I never had Mexican food in Mexico. Did I? No, we did. You and I did with
I
our
think it was
wives.
the only one that actually agreed with your stomach, but I could be
You're
wrong.
right. You're
on
right.
that.
I'm bad traveling, yeah.
Yeah. The last resort was the food was delicious, I thought. But you're out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And you're out of your food routines.
I lose my appetite. I had the stress of getting the show in, the stress of like, making sure Alicia's good, making sure that the broadcast goes good, making sure that we're hitting all the obligations, and
also trying to have a little bit of fun.
that's the hard part for me.
It's weird because you're on a trip where it feels like it should be vacation, but you're still having to cut a show. You're still having to do
a
show.
full day of work to do,
Yeah.
and you don't want to do bad work. You don't just want to phone it in from the beach. You want to do good work, and that's
Yeah.
hard. It's hard because you want to have fun.
I even tried to squeeze in snorkeling one day,
Yeah.
and that didn't really work out so well.
Missed half the show, literally.
I don't think it was half the show, was it?
I'm pretty sure it was more than half, and I faked half of you being there, if I recall correctly.
So the guy that booked the excursion was like, yeah, they leave at 7 a.m. and you'll be back by 1, no problem.
Yeah.
It was like 2:30, 3:30, something like that when we were coming back.
There's no bigs. Like I said, it's paradise. What are you gonna do? Not go have fun?
Yeah.
But
It was fun. It was a good time. But I think that we should plan something, whether that's a trip or not.
I like it as
for
well.
10 years.
Whatever, yeah, man. I'm into
10-year
that.
anniversary.
I'm into that. I told my wife when we hit our 10-year anniversary, I'll take her to Paris. Somewhere she wants to go.
Yeah.
I'm not offering you to go to Paris.
Okay. Fine. Whatever.
Just a similar 10-year agreement.
Maybe Vegas. Does Vegas sound good for 10 years?
God, no, I don't want to travel. Like I don't. I'm
You
this,
stay here?
I'm this terrible person that no one wants to be with, like around. Like, why don't you want to go places? The stress eats me alive.
But I would say no work. We would just have a big party.
If I could go on my terms, you know what I mean? Like that's
Hawaii.
I mean, are we paying for it? It's not a cheap trip. It's 12 hours to get there.
Still paying for it.
Yeah, no, it's serious.
Japan?
Why?
Okay. or we could just get a bar in town and have a little listener party or something.
Or stress there.
Have a band.
I mean, it sounds fun, but I hate that the focal point is me. That's the problem. I'm gonna have a hard time because there's expectations then on me. Like, we're gonna have a party, and I hope people show up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm scared of that now.
Well, the party would be a celebration of...
See, what I like about this celebration is that we just did it, and then everybody can watch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Our 9-year celebration, I mean.
Yeah, that's true. 9 years doesn't mean anything, though, does it?
Rude?
It's always...
AF.
Why is that? Why is it always the 10, the 5... You know what I mean? The zeros and the 5s. Why do we put more value on a 10 or a 15 than we do a 13 or a 14. Is that weird?
I don't know, man. You just said my 9-year means nothing. So.
Well, no, I was joking.
I know.
Obviously, because of the point that I'm trying to make right now. But I'm sure I could Google that and get an answer. Alicia says rooftop party.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I like that. We could rent out the 360 bar.
Like, I love the idea of that stuff because you can't see the Cardinal Stadium anymore.
You still can for a little bit. For a little bit, yeah. I think it's phase 3 that you won't be able to see it anymore.
Oh, next year, okay. No, I love the thought of it. I love the idea. It's flattering. It's amazing. I can't believe we did it, but like I hate the thought of going. I hope people show up to this thing, and then knowing that like we do this every week, and people barely show up for that.
Yeah,
and they don't have to leave.
A lot more people listen to the audio version of this.
I hope so.
At least 5 others.
We have. I know that we've hit over 50,000 downloads on our podcast since we.
Yeah, that's cool.
Since we arrived here, so I mean, I guess that's good, right?
I think so. I would agree.
I'm my own worst critic, constantly unsatisfied. Is that right? Unsatisfied, insatisfactory.
Unsatisfactory.
I'm insatisfilled.
Ooh, I like the Moonrise Hotel idea. That's kind of fun.
Oh, my wife. That's probably my wife's.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
I was gonna
Loop?
say, yeah,
Yeah.
she likes Moonrise. I know that's a nice place too.
Have you guys stayed there?
No, but I know she's gone there for drinks before. At the Moon. Wait, did we stay there? We might have.
It's a little moon on the top.
We might have.
Yeah. I have not been to the Loop since we got back to St. Louis.
The other thing I need is for people to not let me stop things from happening because of my anxiety and just handle it. Like if I'm hands off, the best. I don't have to worry about it. I'll do what I can, which is this, right? Which is what we do. Mm-hmm. I'll do my part. I'll do my part.
Going to Mexico.
I'll do my part. As long as somebody else does the rest, I'll do my part. That's it. It's just I don't want to have to stress about like putting the Cardinal Day song together, planning out the timeline, talking to all the people involved, and then having them days before it comes out. Silence, like all of that stuff eats me. Like hairline was already back, but it was here before that, right? And just every day.
And that's the funny thing is we had our hands off of a lot of that video, and it was still stressful.
Yeah.
Like shout out
That's
to
where I'm at.
Brianna and all the people that worked behind the scenes coordinating with
Ben,
higher
Joey,
up people,
Chris,
all those
as
guys.
well who got the video done.
Like-
It's like I'm stressing so bad that when I do a live stream, like I'll pop off my camera and I'll pop it on and I'm looking like this, right? Like you see my face, right? You see
Yeah,
my face?
I see it.
Kid in the chat goes, "Oh yeah, rocking the bald look, huh?" I'm not.
Rocket, like there's a choice there.
He said, "Rocking the bald look, huh? Cool." And I was like, "Dude, you know what? Yeah. What are you gonna do? I can't fight it.
Wear a hat. I do every day.
Well, I can't. You do every day. Grow a beard.
I can't.
I might shave this if you could grow one. No, I'm just kidding. But I've had that thought because even Alicia said to me, and I've said that before too. What does it mean when your wife says, "Well, you look like you could be a hat guy"? Like, am I losing too much hair? When your wife's like, "You should wear a hat more." Like, what? Wait, what?
I'm not answering this.
Nah, right? No,
I'm not entering into this conversation.
"No offense." Hey, what's up, JW? What's up, dude? Thanks for coming by, my man. I went to high school with JW.
From the Gnaw.
Yes, that's right. The nasty Gnaw.
We were just talking about Hot and Now, and I feel like I want to go to Hot and Now.
We were. I worked at Hot and Now. I don't know if JW knows that. But in high school, he probably knows that. I worked in Hot and Now. It's probably like what I was known
Well, it's
for.
come up so much because JT, our midday guy, is from Michigan.
Yeah, he is. So I worked at Hot and Now. And
Would you compare that? Did you say you compare that to like rallies?
I would say Rallies is a tier above, even. Just like
Okay.
just because they have legendary French fries and like a brand. Hot Now is so small that like there's one left in the world.
Seriously?
Yeah.
When you worked there, was it
there was like
franchised
12
out?
or 14
Just in Michigan?
mid-Michigan. Yeah, but like they're 39-cent hamburgers. How do you make money on them? I feel like you spend more money on signs than you do burgers.
You know what? We were talking at the speaking of like not making any profit. So I was at the dealership.
Our lives.
No. I was at the dealership today, All Star, and we were talking about how
Son of a bitch just plugged Just plugged a sponsorship on the podcast.
I'm sorry.
Couldn't be, it's just, and he's like,
We were talking about the Chevy Cruze. What's the one that we were talking about? The car. It's
the Malibu.
No, who makes it? Chrysler. It wasn't the 200. It was the one below that, and Chrysler stopped making the 200 and this other car, the Dart, maybe? Dodge Dart. That's what it was. They stopped making it because per car, Dodge was making $60 because they were offering it at such a low price. I think it was like 14 or 15,000 or something like that.
Right.
They were making $60 per car. Can you imagine a major car manufacturer making just $60 per car? That's crazy to me. At least they were in the black and not in the red.
That's the thing is Dodge also makes the Durango and probably makes 6,000 per car. on
Yeah,
those or
right.
something like that.
Durangos
So
are
it balances
it's
out.
a great car, but they stopped making them. So
JW said the Bay City Hot and Now is gone now. So I know, man.
So the one that's left is in Saginaw.
I don't know exactly. It might be in like Lansing. I think is kind of like where it branched out from. But you're like, I've never even heard of Lansing. Get out of my face.
I've heard of Lansing.
Have you?
I've driven through it.
Yeah.
In Kalamazoo. What's up?
What's the capital of Michigan?
The capital of Michigan is Grand Rapids.
No,
Dang it!
it's Lansing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Big shouts.
That was the one thing that, like, you have a song for everything, like the presidents and the states. We never were tested on capitals.
No. And why would you be? Like, it's not a thing that you even need anymore.
Boise,
right?
Idaho.
Is that the capital?
I don't know.
That's just. Why did you just say the name of the place?
Helena, Montana.
Is that why are you saying the names of places?
I think that's the capital.
Is this a geography lesson now?
Maybe.
Then we've reached the end of our podcast.
Las Vegas.
We're just geography lessons.
Reno, Nevada.
What are you doing?
I don't think that Reno is the capital.
Oh, you naming capitals?
Carson City.
You don't even know.
Nevada.
What you're doing at this point. Do you want to just get the Friday Jam on?
We should probably do
feel
that.
like you're lost.
Carson City, yeah.
Carson City. Things are good. Everything seems to be well. We'll try and do this again next Friday. I got no guarantees on anything anymore.
Yeah, we might get remotes. We're remote heavy for the next 3 or 4 weeks.
That too. So. There's but it's very cool. I don't know if we're allowed to say that there is a.
I don't think we can say the artist. But...
Be careful. It's a country artist going on a dive bar tour.
Yes,
with a beer. That's all I can say right now.
That's it.
And we'll be there.
All right.
But Bud Broadway will be there, kind of, like physically and spiritually. That, you know what I'm saying? Do you remember the details that are very?
I just don't know if I want to participate.
Sensitive. Okay, fair.
Because I don't know if I want to talk about it anymore.
Fair enough. No, I get it.
I'm not sure.
All right. Well, listen, I am greatly appreciative to everybody who stopped by the podcast today and said hello. If you are just listening to this later, you can always watch, like I said, Friday at noon. Or if you guys are watching this now, you can always find podcasts of our show on Podcast One, which is our home, podcast1.com, where you can download the app. Search wherever your podcasts are. If you want to find Mason and Remy, you can just search us out there. You ready for a Friday Party Jam?
I'm so ready.
I'm also grateful that you have had access to someone that I went to high school with and have asked them 0 questions. JW, good to see you. Thank you for coming by.
Oh, you went to high school?
I'll see you later. Friday Jam.
Delicious treats. Now that Lent is over, it's time to eat them meats. You might like jelly beans, but peanut butter eggs are in my dreams. No thanks, I changed my mind. Give me some Cadbury creams. Kane Brown and his wife are expecting. We're so thrilled for those two. He rocked Jingle Fest and will be back this year. I'm sure he'll play something new. You're thinking about Easter food, aren't you? Yep, I had a hunch. Don't eat for a couple days, so you'll be ready for Easter brunch.
It's time to celebrate a
Friday, yeah. 5 o'clock Friday party jam. A playoff hockey kind of Friday, yeah. Mason and Remy Friday party jam.
Bandy and anxiety is high. The Blues are going for the cup. Don't text me when the game is on. Phone's on silent. Please shut up. I'm hoping things pick up for the Cardinals this year after Milwaukee ripped us apart. I am trying to hide my fear, but summertime approaches. Country concerts start next week. We will see you at the amphitheater. The excitement hits a peak. I hope it's been a good Friday, and I hope you get that chocolate bunny, and I hope you enjoy your weekend. Easter hams for your belly. Friday, yeah. A 5 o'clock Friday party jam. A Cardinal baseball kind of Friday.